Levoča. Levoča is a small town in the northeastern part of Slovakia. It is also one of the oldest and most valuable towns in the country. The town was inscribed on UNESCO's list back in 2009, thanks to its preserved historic medieval center and fortification system enhanced with the fortification ditch. Today, you can admire lots of sights here, and even though the town is quite small, it is good to have at least one day if you want to walk through its walls, magical streets and squares. Spiš Castle, the largest castle complex in Slovakia and even in Central Europe. Founded in the 12th century, Spiš Castle experienced a turbulent history until it was finally abandoned in the 18th century and gradually destroyed in the following years. And now it is the most visited attraction in the eastern part of Slovakia. There are lots of performances, concerts and other events during the year. Historic town of Banská Štiavnica. Another jewel among Slovak towns is Banská Štiavnica. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1993 and you'll find it in the central part of the country. Banská Štiavnica is a city with rich architecture. Monuments in the historic center were built especially between Gothic and Baroque, and they were often rebuilt later. Important monuments are located mostly in the city center, but other important buildings are also found in the peripheral parts, for example Calvary. Thanks to a rich mining history, there are numerous technical monuments preserved in the area, which are also part of UNESCO. Vlkolínec. Vlkolínec was inscribed on UNESCO's World Heritage List back in 1993. Come here to see 45 original and almost unchanged rustical houses, mainly from the 19th century with their typical plan of the 3 rooms. All buildings are made of wood, only the church is made of bricks. There are still around 30 people living there in these houses and you can even find accommodation in a few of them. So if you wish to experience real folk holidays in the heart of Slovakia, then Vlkolínec is something you have to try. Hroncek. Wooden church in Hroncek belongs to UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Slovakia. This set of 8 wooden churches from the 16th to 18th centuries is an outstanding example of European sacred architecture. They all have some different stories to tell. They are usually surrounded by amazing nature and are situated in a very magical and special places. Bardejov Town Conservation Reserve. Let's start with Bardejov, considered by many the most beautiful town in Slovakia. Well, it is nice indeed. You will find it in the northeastern part of the country, in the Prešov region, not far from the borders with Poland. Žehra. Žehra would probably not be so interesting or of any significant feature, but since it is a home to UNESCO church built in the 13th century, many tourists come to visit it. The church is nice not only from the outside, but you should also step into and enjoy its interior as well. There you can admire valuable wall paintings from the 13th to 15th centuries. Music of Terchova. The village of Terchova in the northwest Slovakia is renowned for its collective vocal and instrumental music, performed by 3, 4 or 5 members with a small 2-string bass or a diatonic button accordion. It is often accompanied by polyphonic singing and combined with folk dances. Drotárstvo, wirecraft and art refers to the technique of manufacturing using wire. In the 18th century, wire craftsmen discovered interesting properties of wire and developed a simple technique based on manual bending, binding and interlacing metal fibers without welding or soldering. This technique is still used to this day. Fujara is the most typical Slovak musical instrument. It was included by UNESCO in the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. The list was founded in 2001. Caves of Aktelek Karst and Slovak Karst. The Caves of Aktelek Karst and Slovak Karst is a UNESCO World Heritage Site consisting of 712 caves spread out over a total area of 55,800 hectares or 138,000 acres along the border of Hungary and Slovakia. This UNESCO World Heritage Site includes 7 components. They are Oktelek, Szendrú Rdbányol Hill and Estromoil in Hungary, and Dobšina Ice Cave, Koniar Plateau, Plešivec Plateau, and the neighborhood of Silica and Jasov in Slovakia. Caves included are Domica Cave, is one of the largest caves in Slovakia and the only cave in the country where you can enjoy an underground boat trip on the river that flows through the cave. Gombasek Cave is one of the most important caves in the Slovak Karst National Park and is famous for their thin straw stalactites. Dobšina Ice Cave is one of the largest ice caves in Europe and one of the first caves in the world to have electric lighting. Ochtínska Aragonite Cave is one of the only 3 Aragonite caves in the world that are open to the public. The others are in Mexico and Argentina. Jasovská Cave. Jasovská Cave and its surroundings include an old monastery, ponds, an old cemetery, and a walk through the forest around. Primeval beech forest Rožok. Forest Rožok is one of the 10 forests of the Carpathian beech forests, which were included in the UNESCO World Heritage List back in 2007. Rožok is not accessible to the public and it stands right on the borders with Ukraine. Primeval beech forest Stužica. Forest Stužica is a national nature reserve, the original Carpathian forest, which is situated in a deep valley around the Tužická river on the borders of Slovakia, Poland and Ukraine. It's a part of the Bukovské Mountains in Poloniny National Park, near the eastmost Slovak village of Nová Sedlica. Primeval beech forest Havešová. Forest Havešová boasts one of the tallest beech trees in the world. In 1964, the forest was declared a nature reserve and since 1997 it is a part of Poloniny National Park. Primeval beech forest Vyhorlat. Vyhorlatské mountains surround one of the most famous and popular summer destinations in Slovakia, Zemplínska Šírava, and they are also home to UNESCO Forest Vyhorlat. The oldest trees in the Vyhorlat forest are around 240 years old.